Welcome back to Hockey Eastern Ontario's Rule of the Week, where each week we take a rule from the Hockey Canada rulebook and break it down for our coaches, our officials, and our players so that they can better understand the rule and how it's applied in a game situation. Perhaps the most important rule from a safety perspective is on protective equipment. What does it look like when a player is wearing gear improperly? Stay tuned. We got some examples for you. So this week, we're going to talk about protective equipment, specifically neck guards and helmets and visors, and what calls we can make in a game, and what do we do when the gear isn't worn properly. Let's go to the rule. Rule 3.6c states, the wearing of a B&Q certified throat protector is required for players registered in minor and female hockey. Goaltenders who wear an attachment to the mask or helmet designed to protect the throat must still wear a B&Q certified throat protector. It's important to note that the wearing of a B&Q certified neck guard is required for all participants in Hockey Eastern Ontario, up to and including all junior hockey. This is for all participants, including players and officials when they're on the ice. If the helmet, facial protector, or throat protector of a player comes off while play is in progress, the player will replace the piece of equipment, properly fastened, or will proceed to the player's bench for a substitution. If the player participates in play in any manner without that piece of equipment, play must be stopped immediately and the player penalized under Rule 10.6a for illegal equipment. Note 1. In the case of a player whose neck guard has come off, officials should make every effort to alert the player to this fact and direct them off the ice. If the player does not comply, then they must be penalized. While we don't often see players lose their helmet or facial protector during the play, it's not uncommon for them to lose their neck guard. Sometimes this will happen without players even realizing it. In those cases, it's important for the referee to get out in front of the player and indicate, you lost your neck guard, you've lost your neck guard, you need to get off, you need to get off. While they can replace it right away, most players don't do that and they'll just leave the ice. In those cases, play can be allowed to continue. However, if the player tries to participate in the play in any way without their face mask or their helmet, or in most cases, their neck guard, play must be blown dead immediately and a minor penalty assessed for illegal equipment. Rule 10.6d states, after one warning to the team, a misconduct penalty will be assessed to any player who wears their helmet, facial protector, neck guard, or mouth guard improperly. The distinction here is clear. If a player is not wearing their helmet, facial protector, or neck guard, then a minor penalty must be assessed unless the player leaves the ice immediately. If they're wearing the equipment, but they're wearing it improperly, a warning is first given to the entire team. It's one warning for the team, not per player. After that, a 10-minute misconduct penalty is applied for every subsequent infraction of that rule. So what does it mean to wear a piece of equipment improperly? I'm going to show you that next. Okay, so here we have a regular neck guard that players can wear, okay? It's made of Teflon, it's, B&Q certified, so we're all good to go. When a player wears that, it needs to go completely around and cover their entire neck. What some players are doing is they're taping it up to make it smaller, okay, on their neck, so that it looks kind of like that, so that it's actually not covering the neck completely and it's a bit scrunched up, but it's kind of like that, whatever. Once they do that, they've altered the equipment and it is no longer certified for the game of hockey. In those cases, you first issue a warning to the team, and then after that, misconduct penalties must be applied to any player who's wearing their neck guard improperly. Really important. It's got to be fully out like this. You can't have it scribbled up like that. Now on to helmets. So here's a brand new hockey helmet I borrowed from Lacroix Source for Sports in Orleans. Thank you for that. So this is an example of how a helmet is supposed to be worn, okay? You can see here, it's the clip right here. See that clip right there? It's clipped in. What happens now is that a lot of players, and I'm seeing this happen a lot in minor hockey, are wearing them down like this, okay? So the helmet is no longer being worn properly at that point, and it's considered an illegal helmet and has to be removed from the game. So the easy thing is this can be fixed, okay? All coaches need to do with players is get them to put this back, and then you're just going to have to adjust the straps here. And then there's also a strap underneath here that all players also have to wear. Okay, there's a strap underneath the helmet here. All players have to wear that, and it has to be close to the chin. It can't be hanging way down here, or else the helmet is not certified. So let's just give you a couple of pictorial examples of how this should look on the ice. First off, a thank you to the Penticton Amateur Hockey Association for posting this picture on their website. This here on the left is an example of how a helmet is to be worn properly. You can see here that the cage is up inside the clip and that the mask is down around the chin. This is protecting a player's head in the case of a hit. The chin strap is also properly fastened. Again, you can see that here in this picture and in this picture. This is what we're seeing a lot of though, okay? Right here, you can see here that the cage is not into the clip, and as a result, this is being worn very loosely, the chin strap, and the bottom part of the visor here, which is supposed to protect the chin and the mouth, is not going to do so in the case of a hit. This is an illegal helmet in this case and cannot be worn on the ice. For referees, you need to notice this on the ice. When you see this, you need to go over to the team and say, look, coach, this is a warning. This player is not eligible because he's wearing illegal equipment. Explain to them why it's illegal, okay? And tell them it has to be removed from the game. In most cases, they should just be able to fix this on the bench in case the helmet is too small for the player. Problem solved. Hopefully then they'll go down the bench and fix any other players that have that same problem. For coaches, you have a responsibility, as do we as officials, to ensure that players are wearing safe gear when they go on the ice. Players, that's your obligation as well as parents. At the end of the day, we're all in this to have a safe, fun, and fair hockey experience. No one wants to see anyone get hurt, particularly when they're wearing equipment that isn't safe. The last scenario is when a player isn't wearing a neck guard or a throat protector at all. So it's not that it's fallen off during play. It's not that they're wearing it, but wearing it improperly. Rather, they've shown up to the game and they've either forgotten to wear the neck guard or they just decided to not wear it. What do we do in those situations? Well, we actually had to reach out to the referee in chief for Hockey Canada, Todd Robinson, about this, because although it specifies how to handle those situations in previous versions of the book, the current version of the Hockey Canada rulebook doesn't deal with this situation specifically. The result was that we must call a warning and then a misconduct penalty. So essentially, we treat it as if the player is wearing the gear improperly. So a scenario would be a player comes onto the ice, we notice they're not wearing the neck guard or throat protector, we would then send them off the ice with a team warning. Any subsequent infraction by that player or any player on that team would be assessed with a misconduct penalty. Thanks, Mr. Robinson, for the help. In summary, if the throat protector, facial protector, or helmet comes off during play, the player must leave the ice immediately or be assessed a minor penalty for illegal equipment. If the player is wearing the throat protector, facial protector, or helmet improperly, a warning is issued to the team and then a misconduct penalty is given for each subsequent violation. If the player is not wearing the throat protector, facial protector, or helmet at all, a warning again is issued to the team, and then a misconduct penalty for each subsequent violation is assessed. If you have any questions about this video or any of the videos in our series, please feel free to send me an email. My email address is below. You can also reach out to your local referee in chief, whether it's at the association or the district level. Finally, you can reach out to the referee in chief for Hockey Eastern Ontario. His name is John Reed and his contact information is below as well. Before we go, just a quick reminder, if you like this video, please go ahead and hit like and subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the content on our rules of the week and other content that we share here. Until next week, have a safe and wonderful week, and we'll see you back here real soon. All the best.